Okay, great. I'm gonna join you on my mat standing, and if you've got a little space heater, bring that around because woo-hoo, it is chilly. Oh, okay, Michael, I'm so happy that you're here. As we begin, just move a little bit on your mat, finding your way into a soft, supple body. So we're thinking about allowing our flesh to just kind of hang from our bones here. Like we're barely being supported. We're just really soft. And then shift your weight a little bit side to side, feeling each of your toe mounds, feeling the ball and the side of your feet, inner and outer arches, heels. Peeling toes up towards shins for a moment. Pressing toes gently back down, fanned out really wide. And then let's take a couple of sun breaths to welcome our bodies and minds to the practice. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Try that twice more. Big in. Big out. One more big round. And then as you release, right arm around your low back, left hand to your right shoulder. Soften into your knees, but let's keep them forward as we gently twist to the right. I love to use hand on shoulder to guide you around the corner there. Eye gaze looks down and let your chin tuck towards your right collarbone. Stretch out through the back of your neck here. One more big breath in, melting softly in the knees so the low body stays grounded and strong. Unwind when you're ready. Sweep arms back to the sky. Straighten your legs this time and lift off your heels. A little teeter-totter is good, working into our balance. Knowing our body is capable and trusting our ankles, our body stabilizers here. Heels melt back down, tip over to the right side, but lengthen your right side body as much as the left is. Right back to the center and let's switch. Whenever you're ready, lean left, lift out of your left hips. Come back to the center and as you release arms, left arm around low back, right hand just gently to the head of your left shoulder. Soften your knees and hip points stay forward, twisting to the left. Once you arrive, chin tucks down towards your left collarbone. Let's breathe through our belly, our abdomen area, our low back, enhancing the twist with an exhale and a little bit of a deeper peek over left shoulder. And then when you're ready, unwind. Come all the way back to the center. Clasp your hands behind your low back, right thumb on top, and sink down into your hips. Pressing back, pulling toes up towards your shins again. Wrapping your knuckles around your left side body. Staying here to rinse shoulder tension away from the right side. Big breath in. Big breath out. Come back to the center. If you need to rise, do so. Otherwise, wrap around the right side. Whew. Warming up the thighs. Breathing into that little bonfire that's beginning. Stretch back again. Switch. So your left thumb and all other fingers move by one. Lift your hips, soften your knees, and let your body fold to any degree. Once you've arrived in your fold, palms can find the small of your back, or if you like this class, press your knuckles to the sky, bringing your heels of hands to touch so we can open in our chests. Notice the difference if you let your shoulders fall towards your earlobes versus when you squeeze your shoulder blades together. Create space in your neck. Find what feels best in each of our postures today. Slowly let your hands fall as small of back, slide down your thighs. And when you're ready, finding a tabletop, dropping to knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Let's get a bit of rhythmic breath in here as we work through some cat-cows, but we're gonna start them on our forearms, just a little itty-bitty version. Exhaling to begin fully emptying and expelling any old stagnant air. Roll up to angry cat. And then inhale, let your belly fall, tail and top of head rise. Exhale, rounding, really pushing every bit of air out of our bellies. Inhaling, and I love to try to pause to get an extra sip. Breathe in a little bit bigger. Ah, beautiful. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Climbing up to our hands, bringing our backs to neutral, hands under your shoulders, and let's make it a bit of a circle this time. Right ribs press out, roll to angry cat, left ribs press out. Rock down in towards your cow. Keep on going in that direction, but let's spin at least one of our hands, if not two, in a new direction. Just turning the fingers out any degree. Allow your neck to really hang, maybe your ears tucked to shoulders as we circle. Switch directions, and if you worked on just one wrist, let's swivel the other wrist. I also like to warm up wrists by tenting fingertips as we cat-cow, pulling the finger pads towards one another here. One more big round. Beautiful job. Let's flatten back out and bring our palms flat again. We're taking more of a puppy posture. So let's keep our hips over our knees. Walk the hands forward, toes tucked or untucked, and bow down. But before we lay into puppy, let's bring our left hand under the right and thread our needle here, resting either on left temple or for a little more today, keep your eyes looking at your right thumb. Now, while we're in puppy, try to pull your pelvic floor up and in, engaging through our lower abdominals. One more big breath in. Softening through your eyebrows as you take this breath. And we look forward, sometimes our foreheads get really crinkly. Let's try to relax that. And as you release, I like to shift my hips forward to let the arm come out, shifting back into full child's pose now. Toes relax, chest melts down onto the thighs, or if your legs are wide, ribs melt into the thighs. Take a moment to just relax, stretching out your back body. And when you're ready, let's take a little dolphin pose. Coming back to forearms, wrists in front of elbows if that feels okay for you. Toes tuck and lift your hips. Like we're coming into down dog, but we tiptoe our toes as far forward as possible. Pressing out a forearm so strong that our crown is lifting away from the floor. And if it feels great, lift up to your tiptoes, lift your heels. However much you want to work into your shoulders is where you go here. Maybe we do a little lift and lower. One more breath in this dolphin. Dropping back to our knees, and then align yourself so your hips are over your knees and you're pretty wide, like we're gonna come into puppy, except we're gonna twist. So once you've felt pretty good with hips high, thread your right arm under the left. Take a peek down that right arm and rest on your right temple. This is such a nice place to be, but if you'd like to make your shoulder stretch more intense, we look back towards the left thumb. As you do, try to soften your facial features. Let's take one more big, slow, luxurious breath in and out. Coming undone, however it feels best for you. I like to move my hips forward, giving myself space. Bring hands back down. And just take a little sway side to side, like a tick-tock, as if you're moving all the way to your pinky finger on each hand, all the way to your baby toe on each foot. Shifting your weight in and out. One more big breath. And let's move on, working our hips. Right foot rises, and we're gonna take a flex through that right foot. Now, as soon as we get there, draw navel in to support your low back. And equal weight distribution between our hands. Let's start to circle this knee around, as big or as little as it feels good in your body. And we'll notice that the weight wants to turn to the left outer hip. Let's see if we can't draw our navel in. So strong, continue breathing as you do, but to stay pretty squared in our hips. Let's switch direction here. You might want to point for a little while through your toes just to feel something different. When you get ready, push your right foot behind you Really staying long, shoulders down from earlobes, crown away from right foot. Elevate your left thumb all the way overhead, elbow right by your ear. Let's bend both our knee and our elbow. Flex the foot and the wrist like you're holding a platter in each, and begin a little tiny pulse towards the sky. Now, can you do this without dropping your belly? Breathing strong, pulling strong, ribs away from hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the left fingertips fall. Re-straighten right leg and sweep it out to the side, but hold for a second. Really flex your toes, push them to knee, then land your right foot. Woo, that was hard work. When you land your right foot out to the side, let's bow down. Hips back to left heel, arms forward. Let your wrists have a break and turn them skywards if that feels more relaxing. Whew. I love to flutter my fingers in between anytime you're able to. Just give them a little wiggle. A little wiggle never hurt nobody. Come on, back up. Let's keep our leg extended. Restack hands under shoulders, left knee under hip. Soften your right knee just a smidge. And twist open with your right arm. Oh, it feels good on the right side. Big, beautiful breath in. Ooh, that's so nice. Right arm falls, but can you take it all the way towards your right big toe? Soften your right knee again. It wants to straighten. Let's be really kind to our joints. Left arm rises. You're always going to look where your neck feels wonderful as we practice together. One more big breath in. Now we're going to keep the blade edge of our right foot down, lifting in the inner arch and energizing our inseam. We're windmilling our arms. Ready? Big windmill. Left arm falls. Felt cool. Right arm reaches overhead. Really kick up through this bottom set of ribs. Open, fanning open in your right side body. Elevate right leg. You might have to move your left hand out a little bit so you feel really aligned and safe. And then let's add a quad stretch. Heel towards your butt. You can reach for it, and if you get to catch it, no big deal if you don't. Grab and stretch. If you do have a hold of your foot, my favorite thing here is to push my kneecap away from the crown of my head. Kick a little bit into your right leg. Oh, there's the intensity. Big breath in. Big breath out. Re-extend and rewind slowly back to where we started. Tabletop position. Woo, that was fun. Felt like a little top there, didn't we? Spinning right around. Left foot, flex that to the sky. Remembering that our core is still engaged and our equal weight distribution between our hips side to side and our hands side to side. Well done, my friends. Extending really long through your left leg. As you reach your right arm overhead, thumbs up, elbow by the ear. Take a huge breath in here and then bend both joints, elbow and knee, flexed in your foot, flexed in your palm, push and release. Exhale, inhale, belly in tight, really strong here. 4, 3, and 1. Just the right hand comes down. Anything that you'd like to do with your left toes, let's move a little or a lot in our hip. Equal weight distribution again, staying squared in our body. I definitely recommend fanning your toes open so you feel energized in your webbing. Switch direction. Oh, right there, I started to fall off to the right side. So as soon as you feel that, self-correct, belly in. There we go, a little stronger, right? Okay, extend your left foot to me. Are you ready? Push, extend, breathe, yogi. Soften your base. Slowly let it fall to the ground and go, oh, that feels better. Let's bow forward, hips back towards your right heel. Hands are resting. Let your palms face upwards to release. Now checking in while we pause for a moment. Soft left knee, always. Try to press the blade edge of your left foot down and lift your inner arch. Think of energy shooting up and through your left inner thigh. Let's keep our lower half, but restack right knee under hip, hands under shoulders. Just lift your left arm here. Another one of those moments. This is a great desk stretch. You don't have to do the legs, just twist Hold on to your desk or the side of your chair. Twist your eyes and your arms behind you or above you. Oh yeah, so good. Let's let the left arm fall. Can you reach it all the way towards your left big toe? Anywhere over there will be really nice. Feel supported wherever you've landed. And then lift your right arm on a big inhalation. One more breath. Slowly now, we're going to be strong in our inner thighs, strong in our core. Windmill the arms. So you find a full gate pose. Right fingers down, left arm up or overhead. Whew, really lift through the right ribs, open the left. Stay or join me. Right hand may need to move out as we lift our left leg. We still want to feel really supported and stacked in our arms. Optionally, again, adding on a quad stretch. If you can't reach, you just keep on going for it. If you're able to reach, give a little bit of pizzazz. Push through your left knee, kick with your left foot, try to really send energy coursing through your left thigh. Eyes up or down. We have one more beautiful breath in. Re-extend, yogis. Reach anywhere it feels great, and then super slowly come back to tabletop. Let me get you off your knees. They got a little tired there, right? Tuck your toes, hover your knees, and crouch back. Remember, our crouches are chest to thighs. Crouching here for really deep knee flexion. I like to pulse in my crouch. Coming back to hovering tabletop. You can always tap knees down if they're not too tired. Crouch. Hover. Let's connect it with our breath. Exhale back. Inhale forward, warming deeply into hands, shoulders, and wrists. Inhale. Feel your thighs, yogis. Breathe into them. Exhale. One more. Whatever breath suits you. One way. And when you're ready, step your legs back to plank position. So if you feel a little short, you can always walk around. This is a tough exercise, but get yourself adjusted. Kneeling plank is wonderful as well. Taking one breath in here. Exhaling and driving your hips to the sky. Bend your knees as much as you can in your first downward facing dog so you feel length. Infinite length shooting out of your tailbone and your sits bones. Press away. I would love for you to spread your fingers, drive through your palms, head comes between elbows, and chest melts back to thighs. Straighten your legs, any degree that feels great for you. And let's first just move organically as it feels good. I love to literally in my brain ask my body, what do you need, body? And just let it guide you. We have one more breath of intuitive movements. And just a bit bigger into our hip circling. Let's lift our right toes, any degree, yogis. Feel really good. It's okay if you want to open your hip or keep it square. Point or flex right toes, and then start a little bit of a circle here. Straight-legged or back into bent knee if that feels better for you. Switch directions so we're not here for too long. We're getting all this beautifully oxygenated blood flow to our brains. Re-find your three-legged dog. Push back, back, back. Drop your toes softly. Let's try the other side before our wrists get too tired. Left leg rises straight. So it's a bit different than our last circles. If you need to bend, feel free. Circle whatever direction. Make it as big as you'd like or as tiny as it feels good. Switch directions. Well done. Square your hips, three-legged dog. Drop your toes, and let's look forward, either tiptoeing, pulling thighs up into hip sockets, step, step, or you can even bend your knees and hop forward. Find a forward fold, and let's press the backs of our hands down next to our baby toes, on our shins if the floor is a little too low for you, or your thighs. Whatever feels nice to let our poor wrists have a big break. One more breath in, yogis. As you exhale, release your wrist stretch and roll yourself to standing. Thinking about undulating in your spine, stacking your vertebrae one at a time. Oh, that felt so good, didn't it? Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your arms skywards and connect your thumbs, please. Spread all of your fingers really wide. I'm going to call these butterfly hands. And then let's sink into any yogi squat. So we can have not yogi squat, chair pose. No yogi squats yet. We need to get our thighs warmer. Chair pose. As you take your butterfly hands, pull your thumbs apart to get really warm in your shoulders and shoot little fireworks out the tip of each fingernail. Lots of energy. You get too tired up here, we're gonna bring them forward, still pulling apart. Too tired, bring them back to your heart, still pulling apart. Lots of options, make it your own. Sinking low, heavy in the right foot, and lift your left knee. Take a big breath in. You can do this. Extend your leg forward. You're even willing or able, to tap on the floor and extend from the floor if balance is getting really challenging. Extend for 3. See if you can push the ball of your foot to me, like really push it forward. Nice. One more, big push. This time, let's shift our weight. Rebend, push your legs straight behind you, hinge as much as it feels good, and softly land in a lunge. Arms rise, but separate, a big V for victory. We did it. You can kneel or stay lifted, you decide. I would love for you today to try to tuck your pelvis. So keep your arms up wherever they feel good. Watch my hips. We're gonna tuck under, back knee usually bends, tailbone tucks, and we're pushing through the left hip flexor, push it forward. Nice. From here, make some fists overhead. Flash lights at me, fist and open, fist and open. Feels better on the wrists. And then make a fist and hold and just start to circle them. Keep tucking your tailbone under here. Optionally, yogis, hover your left knee or fully tap it down. Re-rise. Switch directions on your wrist circles. 3. Keep pressing that left hip flexor forward. You got this. One more. Big in breath. Big out breath. Release. Let your hands fall and shake them out. Release your arms and shoulders. Let your left leg be free and step forward to chair pose. Okay, back at it. Butterfly hands. Thumbs connect. Oh, I pulled so hard they split open. So that's what we want. Really pull and shoot fireworks out your fingertips. Good work. Now another option if this doesn't feel great for you is to hug your forearms. Same thing, pull them apart. All right, let's go for it. Shift your weight into your left foot. Lift the right as much as it feels good. Take an in breath. As you extend forward, squeeze your quadricep. Rebend. One breath per movement. I know it's tough, but try to let your facial features soften. Be supple and liberated in your left toes. Always looking for places that we can release. Big push. Big bend and hold. Shift forward as much as necessary to send your right leg back long, soft, steady. Once it lands, open into a V. Whew. Widen your feet left to right if you feel like that would be really helpful for you. Good work, yogis. Give me that big tuck. Tuck your tail, probably bending your right knee, and push your right hip flexor forward. Arms stay up. So we came from here, a little bit of a lazy hip, to a whoosh, really activated hip. While we pause in this lower lunge, let's take our fingertips towards the inner forearm, and then fingertips all the way towards the back of our forearms. Just flexing through the wrists. Pull them in. Think like a bird's beak here. Flex them up and back. Pull them towards your inner elbow. 4. Now while we're moving through this, optionally, hovering right knee or tapping it all the way to the floor. Keep refining that little tuck of your pelvis. Keep going with the knee, but let your wrists be really soft up here. Wonderful job. Let your arms be soft. Woo. Hard work. Shake them out like little water droplets are slinging off your fingertips. Step forward into your chair. Stay low for one breath, and then forward fold. Take a huge break. Woo. Thank goodness we did all that hard work. We feeling warm, my friends? Let's move on. From your forward fold, take a big breath and lift up into halfway. Top of head far from tail, shoulders soft, knees soft, hips pushing back. Releasing to the floor, please. Right leg takes a huge step back. Find a lunge, rock around if it feels nice. Push back to downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank, big breath in. Using knees for our first chaturanga if you'd like, or just slowly melt down. Body finds the earth. Really long toes stretch back. Fingers stretch forward. Make yourself the longest version of you. And then let's bring our fingertips right behind our ears once we find all the length. Behind the ears only so we don't put pressure on our necks. Pull your crown away from your tailbone and slowly elevate the backs of your arms skywards. Staying in this fingertip behind the ear position, giving yourself a little lift through the back body, a hug, a strengthening hug here. Big breath in. Big breath out, release. Fingertips under shoulders or cross one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead. Lower body, let's lift toes, knees, and thighs. Remembering to push them far from the hip bones. Just staying here for 4 seconds, yogis, giving all the squeeze to the lower back and the lower half. 3. Toes down, press your body back into child's pose. Tuck your toes. Let's refine our crouch, pushing strong through the arms. Crouch back. Lift your hips downward facing dog. Right leg rises, but we're going to open our hip before we continue. Heel to buns. Open your knee out to the right side, and you decide whether you're peeking under your right armpit, staying squared in your chest, or, this is so fun, peek over your left shoulder and see if you can see your right toes. Wave at yourself if you can, but soften your facial features as you look around the corner. Let's roll this knee forward. Roll your right knee all the way around to step outside your right pinky finger. Hey, hey, wide lunge. Always an option to kneel. You decide what feels really great. I'm gonna put my right hand on my right knee and stay in this wide lunge, pressing my right knee away from my heart and then back bending just a smidge. Another option, yogis, in this wide lunge, you may prefer to bend your elbows a little bit or a whole bunch, and you can rest down really low to enjoy your wide lunge. Let's take a big breath in. And wherever you are on the way out breath, let's press ourselves up, rock a bit, and pull your left foot right outside, your left pinky finger. Now we yogi squat. Sink on down. Hips are any depth. Everyone's squat looks different. All of our pelvic floors though are pulling up and in. Activate low abdominals. And if you're down low, press your palms away from your heart center. Really flare fingertips open. If you're up high, hands to inner knees, using a little push to send our knees to our baby toes. One more big breath in. Exhale, turning toes forward so feet are parallel, hips high in this wide forward fold. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, roll, hinge, whatever feels good. Find the sky. I don't know what I did. I did the seaweed. Feels like seaweed, right? Arms rise, big breath in. Hop, step, or toe heel your feet together. Exhale, forward fold. Again, your choice. I'm gonna hinge, but you can roll. You can spin around the corner and fold. Make it really feel very lovely and unique to you. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe on this halfway lift, we send our fingertips behind us. Soften our knees, find supple bodies, chin tucks the chest. Crown is pushing away from tail. Release, forward fold. Left leg takes that beautiful lunge back. Push back, downward facing dog. Option to stay right here, yogis, if you're not wanting to vinyasa and back bend. If you'd like to come with me, roll forward plank. Melt as slowly as you can down into the mat. As we clasp our hands behind our low back, I'd like you to push your tail away from the crown of your head. Send your toes long from your hips. Clasp your hands right behind the low back with soft elbows. Push knuckles towards your heels. Now let's really send the toes down. So can you see my knees and thighs? They rise, feeling activity in the front of your leg. Exhale, yogis. Crunch a little bit higher. Shoulder blades closer to spine. Knuckles closer to heels. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, curl your left heel towards your butt. Re-extend. Curl your right heel towards your butt. One breath per movement. Exhale. Little hamstring curls here. Inhale. Two more. Did your chest start to fall? Mine did too. Soften your elbows. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Re-energize. Tuck your chin for a long neck. Last one. Woo. Okay, let's bring it on down wherever you feel good. I'm going to rest my forehead on the back of my hands and then shift your hips left to right. So wiggle through the back side. Just free up your back muscles. When you feel great again, yogis, push back to child's pose, but we're finding that crouch. From child's, toes tuck, knees elevate. We push through the hands, chest to thighs. And then we lift our hips to down dog. Left leg elevates. Three-legged dog of any choosing. Heel to butt, knee opens to left. Think about a yawn. Yawn your hips open. And then look around. Stay squared, whatever floats your boat. My favorite, peek over your right shoulder. Wave at yourself with your left toes. But then be aware of your facial features. Can you soften your eyebrows? Let's curl around the corner. Left knee all the way to the outside of our shoulder, and then we step just outside the left pinky finger. Get cozy in your wide lunge, whether you drop your hips, your knee, whether you prop up on something to build the floor higher. I'm gonna go for the same thing I did on the other side. Left hand to the knee, a little bit of a back bend here. You could also bring your hands forward into dog and press away. Possibly land on forearms. If you do, I always recommend palms to the sky. And as we take 2 more breaths, if you did open your left knee, inner arch of left foot lifts, just make sure you have a really strong ankle. It doesn't look like a banana. We've got to stay protected in our joints here. Final breath in this posture. Out we go, eyes down, unwind. Turn your left toes back forward if they turned out. Rock a few times and then step right foot right outside for your yogi squat number 2, our final one here. I have a big challenge for you. I know you can do this. We're gonna inhale confidence right now. Exhale down. Doesn't matter where you are in your squat depth. Wiggle through your toes. Pull your lower abdominals and your pelvic floor up and in. And on your next exhale, rise 3 inches. Wherever your arms are is great, yogis. 3 inches. That's hard. I often say the higher the squat is, the harder it is, right? So sometimes we call that a modified yogi squat. That's way harder. Less flexibility and more strength. Good job. 3 inches. Okay, keep breathing, yogi. Soften your facial features. Just 2 more. 3 inches. Stay and breathe. Exhale when you're getting really hot. Open mouth. 3 inches. While you're here, squeeze through your inner thighs. Ooh, squeeze through your inner thighs. Bring your inner arches together. Stay. We're not lifting anymore, but we're going to push out with our outer edges of feet. Push out like you're ripping the mat in half. 3, 2, soften your knees and rise. Ooh, shake that off. Jump, step, toe, heel your feet together. Let's balance, yogis. Lift your left knee. Lift both arms. Stay right here. Soften shoulders, soften toes and fingers. Blink your eyes closed. Now, we've been working on this one lately, right? For me, it's always a work in progress. I never really feel super successful. But if you close your eyes and you don't get really wobbly, I challenge you to twist to the left. Twist your arms and your chest to the left. I dropped my toes to the ground to find my twist, and my eyes are still closed. But now I'm going to try to reopen my left knee skywards. Lift and squeeze. Keep breathing. Turn your belly and your pelvic floor on. Come back forward if you twisted. And finally, we get to blink our eyes open. Holy cow, that's hard. Well done, yogis. Inhale, arms rise. Beautiful job. Flex your left foot, cross it over, and sink down low. We love standing figure four in my class, yes? Arms can be anywhere it feels good. Feel free to stay. Option with me today. Standing back up, right hand holds the right ankle, and we're gonna try for standing half lotus. Now you could stay in figure four. Standing half lotus, we're gonna tuck the top of the pinky toe and blade edge of the foot up into your hip crease. Use your left hand to press down on your left knee. Try to open into what you're calling a standing half lotus. Pretty cool, right? You can stay like this. Now, some people can tuck and lift both arms. I can't, but I love this version of it. Left arm wraps around your low back, and you're either going to hold your right arm somewhere, or maybe you can get a hold of your left toes. And if you do, you can rise your right arm skywards. For my figure four friends, stay right where you are. We're going to join you again in a moment. Keep pressing left knee down. Keep breathing, making sure that anything you've done or anywhere you've gone makes you feel better, more spacious, more stretched. Good job, yogis. Release any of our standing half lotuses into figure four. Let's join our friends here. Relift your left leg. Inhale, and then exhale as softly as you can, like a feather floating to earth. Woo, standing right leg, give it a shake. That gets tired fast. I always like to roll my toes after balances. I don't know about you. Some people do like a little wiggle, a little shake. Let's move on. Right knee rises, big breath in. Soft in everything here. I think the softer we are, the more loving we are, the more we're able to balance. So as your arms rise, soft hands, soft face, soft shoulders. Slowly close your eyes. Now, even if you're not feeling super confident, let's try a twist. Keep your eyes closed. We're gonna twist our chests and both open palms to the right side. So once again, I got so wobbly that I tapped my right toes down and I still kept my eyes closed. Twisted to the right, try that. And then once you arrive, relift your right knee. Find some space underneath your soft right toes. Stay strong in your abdominals, confident in your breath. Breathe in. Come back to center if you twisted, eyes still closed. Blink your eyes open. Yogis, that is super hard, isn't it? If your right knee fell, relift. We are back to safe. Good job. Flex right foot, cross it over. Let's sink low. Figure four. If you're staying, really work on right knee down, hips back away from that right knee. Feeling, hopefully, right outer thigh. Yeah, right glute. Great. Okay, now if you'd like to try with me, standing half lotus, we're gonna take our left hand to hold left ankle, point your left toes and tuck the outer edge of your blade onto that inner hip crease, inner hip bone spot. So if you feel great here, watch what happens when I do it. Foot falls right away, but some people can lift both arms up. Here's my preference. Left arm stays, right arm around the back, and then I love to hold on to the left arm. Do you feel a nice shoulder stretch when you do that? Right side? So good. Or you can keep reaching. Maybe you'll get a hold of your right toes. And then if you feel pretty good, you can lift your left arm skywards. Right knee is going to keep on pushing away from your nose. Really try to open the hip flexor here. What can you let go of? Left fingers, left toes, facial features, smile. That always brings a subtle softness to your features. One more big breath in, modified half lotus, friends, coming into our figure fours. Any way it feels best for you to release. Reflexing right foot, just pausing for a moment with everyone. Softening shoulder. Relift, feel strong because balance is done. Good job, yogis. Oh, standing leg, holy moly. Love to give my calf a massage. Yeah, maybe you're shaking or rattling or rolling. Maybe you're curling over your toes. Oh, that feels so good to get that out of the way. Let's move on. Big breath in. Full breath out. Finding your forward fold, remembering that everybody's descent is unique. I'm just going to trail fingers down the body and release for a second. Alrighty, let's move on, yogis. From your forward fold, bring your fingertips just a little bit further forward and tent them if you can. Bent in your knuckles, squeezing finger pads towards one another. Wiggle through both ankles and lift both sets of toes. Find a firm foundation now through all four corners of your feet. Right leg comes back. Warrior three. From this warrior three, we're going to flex our foot, tap the right inner wrist, and then re-push away. Now let's see if we can't get a little cowing and catting in our back here. So bring navel down, top of head and tail lifts in your warrior three supported. Exhale, round your back, tap the inner right wrist, cat back. Inhale like a cow, little baby version, yes? Exhale like a cat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, this time carrying right leg all the way to the sky. Point your toes and fold deeply over your left thigh. Now, if you feel really unstable in your standing split, tap your right toes to the earth. Still fold though, yogis. The most important part is getting confident breathing upside down. If you feel great wherever you've chosen to land, take your left hand to your left ankle and try to hug a bit more closely. Nose to knee, forehead to your shin. Or optionally, for the crazy, I know I lied, I said balance is done, but it's just an option. For the crazy version, take your right hand as well to your left ankle and try to pause here. Still breathing. We don't pause the breath, just pause the body. Toes tap back down, fingers move back forward. Woo, forward fold, and give your hips a shift. Give your knees a bend and a straighten. Let your poor left glute stretch and release. Woo-wee. All right, last semi-standing posture. Let's do the same, yogis. Tent fingertips, or you could make fists for wrist if they're getting tired. You can always use your blocks as well. The higher we go, the easier this will be. Left toes either tap back or they flex back, supported warrior three. You ready to do this? Let's find a little cow back, belly down, top of head, tail lifts. And then semi-round your back, but pull your left toes in towards your left wrist. Inhale, eyes forward. Exhale, crunch chin to chest. You're welcome to point and flex through your feet if that feels really nice in your ankles. Inhale. I love to inhale as we extend. Exhale will definitely help you crunch. Try one more for good measure. Next time you rise, make it an infinite rise. It just never ends. Folding, folding, folding. If we feel a little bit nervous, we can take our hands wide, left to right, really stable here. Definitely still try to let your neck be wrinkle-free. Fold completely through your chin to chest. Adding on, if you'd like it, right hand can hug the right ankle. And if that feels really great, you're looking for that final balance challenge of the day. I always have to look forward a little bit when I try this one, yogis. That's a good tip so that we don't have a little plopasana. Left hand can hold the right ankle as well. When you've had enough of all of that, bring fingertips back forward, eyes forward, slowly tap your left toes behind you. Find a fold. Oh, get rid of that tension in your low back and in your buns as best you can. Love to shake my neck and get rid of some of that as well. And when you feel ready, yogis, bring your left knee bent. Your right leg stays crossed in front of left shin. Just get adjusted here so you're in a seated position with no flesh stuck under your tail or your sit bones. You can manually guide it out gently as well. Let's extend our right legs. And if it gets to be too much, you can always straighten your left leg as well. But we're gonna hold something on the right leg, whether it be your thigh, your calf, or the bottom of your foot. As you press forward, we're trying nose to knee pose. So to get this, we will probably have to round into our back. That's okay. If you're really flexible, you may not need to, whatever. Trying to bring our nose as close to our knee as possible, bending your elbows and using your hands a lot, but not the shoulders. Keep them low from your ears. So I like to use the left leg to push myself up, but if you feel unsteady, remember you can always straighten that leg. Bending your elbows, tucking chin to chest, trying to bring nose to knee, or you could think about lifting your nose towards your left big toe. Just get close to your right leg. From here, let it float back forward. Right arm opens to the side. Left arm holds the leg, and we do a little cross body twist. I'm trying to use my left arm to pull the leg across body. Eye gaze and right fingertips move open. Lovely twist for the low back, yes? Eyes forward, switch hands, bring it back to the center. Right hand on the inner leg somewhere, and you can always use your foot too, Yogi. So in this case, you could do peace fingers, index and middle around your big toe. If you do that, try not to pull your toe off. Push your toe back in as much as you pull. Open your left arm, eye gaze looks left, soften your right knee, and then try to open away from one another. One more big breath in here. Staying exactly as you are. This feels awesome. Or show me your muscles on your left arm and then lift your right cheek. Tip over to the left side, hopefully soft landing. And if you land on your forearm down here, two things, yogis. Elbow under shoulder and lift your right rib so we don't hunker or really lift it up here. As soon as I get here, I like to hold on to the back of my calf or hug my forearm to the back of my thigh. Just trying to give that nose to knee. Again, really pulling leg close to face. Can we let go somewhere in the right foot? Left fingers, face, anything? Now, how smoothly can we come right back up to where we started? Bending right foot, crossing it in front of left shin, giving yourself a little hug on this leg. Sit up really tall. Inhale, and then exhale to switch. Lean back. Just let your legs do their thing. If they want to take a little windshield wipe or a butterfly flap, whatever feels good. Eventually, though, our right leg will tuck in, and our left foot will sit in front of the right shin. Let's sit up and scooch so we feel anchored in through our sits bones and tail. Grabbing onto this left leg anywhere. Even if you can reach your foot, every now and then try something new. Like I feel it's a much greater challenge to do it from the thigh. You have to use a lot more leg strength, a lot more hamstring flexibility than if you just muscle it in like we did on the other side. Hands and elbows bending. Just an offering. You don't have to try something new, but it's fun. Use your right leg to lift you up, boost you taller, and think either nose to knee, crown to toes, whatever makes you feel like you're just hugging and loving on this left leg. Taking another really big breath in and out here. Stay right where you are. Let your leg come down a bit and use just your right hand on the outer leg somewhere. Left arm opens. Might need to sit a bit more forward on our tailbone or into the pelvis so we can twist to the left side. Think about opposing stretches. Push your leg to the right. Stretch your left fingers to the left. I have a little floint going on in my foot here. This feels so good to like push the ball of your foot away from your hip. Next inhalation, let's switch. Left hand somewhere. You could even hold underneath if it feels really tough for you to stay here. Option, holding on with the peace fingers, soften your left knee. Eye gaze and right finger swivel open. Just take a moment here to slack your jaw, put some slack in your jaw, bottom drops from the top. Lips may part, tongue gets heavy on the back of your bottom teeth, softening into your face. If you'd like to go a little further, make a big old "how strong am I" with the right arm, and then drop down, lifting your left cheek to your right forearm. Lift up through your right ribs, and then feel free to hug your leg in a little tighter instead of hanging on to your toes. Really nice for the hamstrings here. Let's just take another big breath in and out. The toughest part sometimes is transitioning. So we have to figure out how we can softly lead. Eyes looking down is always nice for our necks. Whatever you need to do, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, press back up, rebend your left knee, and just give yourself a squeeze, sitting up as tall as you possibly can. That was really nice. Let's bring both knees to the ceiling, feet flat, and then hold the backs of your thighs. We're gonna roll all the way back to our backs. Yogis, just a time check in case you need to get on at 2 p.m. It is 1:55, so if you need to go, have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. If you celebrate the holiday, happy Easter. And if you're staying with me, we have a couple really soothing stretches to finish. Once you're on your back, hug your knees and your nose together. Make a little ball shape and then rock side to side. When you think about this little ball, think about squeezing all of your cells and let them burst with happiness. Just give them a big, humongous, like a grandma hug, one that never lets go. Then release down, toes tap the earth. Head and neck melt down, chin tucks in to lengthen the back of your neck. Arms spread wide at shoulder height, palms up. Let's take a wiggle through our toes. And if we can, a little tuck in our tailbone towards the backs of our knees. Lift your left foot and figure 4, cross it, or if you're more comfy, cross your thighs completely, like you're sitting in an easy chair. Eagle legs. Wherever we've chosen to land, we're gonna scooch our hips to the left and let our knees fall right. So if you have eagle, you've pretty much landed in a very intense stretch. So it should just be, I chill, I breathe, no work needed. If you landed in figure 4, your right hand may enjoy pushing away on your left inner thigh. Finishing touches, eyes move to the left, and then all we have to do is breathe and enjoy. See how much you can inflate your abdominals. You can place your hand or hands on your belly. See if you can just lift them effortlessly. Diaphragmatic breathing, lengthening our breath so we can fill up our belly space is a wonderful accomplishment. Congratulations. Taking one more big breath in here. Exhaling, eyes back to the ceiling first. And then press both shoulders down. Really strengthen your shoulder girdle. You can keep your legs as is to roll to sky, but if that feels too much, uncross your legs or even roll your whole body to the right and roll in 1 unit. When you get to the top, let's uncross. Hug back into your chest without hands this time and just rock a little side to side. If you found a bit of tightness in a spot of your back, you can stay there. Oh, it feels so good to kind of push into that little problem zone, a tender spot, right? And when you feel great, drop your toes back to the earth, tuck your chin again, just so. Right knee to chest, foot flexes if we're doing figure 4, or you can totally cross for a little eagle leg. Everybody shift your hips to the right and then allow your knees to fall any depth. If you'd like to put a cushion under them to build your floor up, that can be lovely. Whew, eagles is intense, very deep stretch. I'm gonna stick with my figure 4. And then if you do that with me, you're gonna use your left hand to push your right knee away. Just think about creating more space in your right hip flexor. Eye gaze looks off to the right side. That's the icing on our cake to our supine spinal twist. See if you can envision using your third eye, your belly just inflating, filling with joy, with radiant energy, with space. One more big breath in here. To come out, yogis, eyes to sky as you exhale. Re-spread your arms, press through your shoulders, and squeeze your right side body to rise. If you'd like a gentler version, uncross legs completely or turn to the left and roll as one unit. Uncross your legs, steeple your knees, feet really wide, knees touching. Windshield wipe if that feels nice, but just let your back spread and elongate. Connect with your breath to melt in. All right, I love a good challenge at the end of class. We've taken a second to relax. So if you're not up for a challenge, you're welcome to just roll to the fetal position. This is a nice way to rise. Use your top hand and rise. But I've been working on lately coming to standing. It's always a work in progress with me. So we've done a ton of ourselves rocking and rolling. That's much easier because you have momentum. But lately, I'm trying to sit. That's the easy part. And then the hard part is getting to standing from the sit. So if you're doing it like me, your feet might be wide. And I'm not going to say it's easy. It's pretty hard to do, and I don't often get it. But we might be able to bring our chest and our hands through. And once you do feel like you're going to get it, you're going to stamp your feet down, push up through your thighs, engage your core, and hopefully one of these times, come to standing. Oh man, maybe you're in forward fold because that takes a lot out of you. And if you rocked and rolled, well done. However you made your way up, let's join one another in a celebration of our commitment to ourselves. Arms rise. Ah, it feels good. That was hard work getting to stand. That's a big challenge. Try to work on that one this weekend. Bring your hands down towards your heart center, connecting the base of your thumbs with your heartbeat. Celebrate yourself, your commitment to your self-care, your amazing bodies, your beautiful practice, your inspiring breaths. By tucking your chin down towards your fingertips, a little gesture of gratitude. I am immensely grateful for you coming to class on a holiday weekend especially. My light honors your light, is inspired by your light, and always humbled by you. Thank you so much, yogis, for sharing time with me today, and namaste.